Have you ever wondered what secrets the jungle is hiding? From mysterious objects to creatures that seem straight out of a horror movie, jungles around the world are full of strange and unbelievable discoveries. In today's video, we're diving deep into the wild to explore the strangest things ever found in jungles, things that will shock you, amaze you, and maybe even creep you out a little. From shocking booby traps to the eighth wonder of the world, here are 20 strangest things found in jungles. Number 1. An abandoned Boeing 737 in Bali. A man finds a plane hidden in the jungle, but when he looks inside, things get even weirder. It's not uncommon to see planes at airports, but it's definitely strange to see a giant Boeing 737 lying in the middle of nowhere, just a few miles from an airport. This random plane has been casually sitting on the Bukit Peninsula's southern coast in Bali since 2007 and is just a stone's throw from the Guatemala International Airport. It's also only a 5-minute drive from Pandawa Beach, which means tourists can casually wander over to see it at their leisure. Even stranger than seeing a large plane surrounded by trees is the fact that no locals know how it got there. No one remembers it flying in, and no one knows why it was abandoned in the clearing. The plane sits on private land, so you have to pay a fee to see it. But surely someone didn't just plop it there as a tourist attraction? Rumor has it that someone purchased the plane, which has no branding to show which airline it belonged, to turn it into a restaurant for tourists. That would make sense, as Bali welcomes tens of thousands of visitors annually. But some people believe the buyer ran out of money and left the plane, along with a few shipping containers and a shabby hut to rot. If you check Google Earth Pro, you might notice the plane looks different now. As of 2021, some parts of the aircraft have been dismantled and moved, and the fuselage now sits closer to the road. Number 2. The Magic Mountain Hotel in Chile. Watch any jungle survival movie, and you'll see the characters huddling together at night, using leaves to stay warm. But if you were lost in the 3,000-acre Hello Biological Reserve in Chile, you might just stumble across the Magic Mountain Hotel. The name fits perfectly because this place is like nothing you've ever seen, especially not in a forest. Shaped like a volcano, covered in moss, and featuring a waterfall flowing from its peak, this hotel is a magical sight. Unlike typical hotels, you can't drive right up to it. It's only accessible on foot via a cable bridge. You'll have to carry your bags a bit, but trust me, it's worth it. Starting from $220 per night, you'll get a luxurious room and access to rainforest lagoons, hot springs, lakes, and mountains. Guests can enjoy activities like horseback riding, skiing, sailing, rafting, fishing, hiking, and even mini golf. After a long day of adventure, retreat to the Magic Mountain Hotel for a sauna, a dip in the heated pool, or a relaxing soak in the spa. Number 3. A secret Nazi hideaway in the Andean jungle. Stone buildings hidden deep in the Andean jungle of Argentina have stirred up major drama and speculation. Some say these were once Jesuit missionary settlements. Others believe they were hideouts built by Nazis escaping the collapse of the Third Reich. Here's the theory: when Soviet tanks entered Berlin in 1945, Adolf Hitler and his wife, Eva Braun, allegedly used a secret tunnel to escape their underground bunker. To fool the Allies, they left behind the bodies of 2 lookalikes and fled Europe, supposedly bound for Argentina. Then came the discovery of these mysterious stone buildings, and the rumors grew louder. While some reports claim the buildings were newly discovered, they've actually been open to the public for decades and date back to the 17th and 18th centuries. Still, a tourist board sign outside says they are part of a Jesuit site inhabited by Hitler's servants in the 1950s. Strange, right? Number 4. A humpback whale in the Amazon. You expect many wild things in the Amazon rainforest, but a humpback whale? That's definitely not one of them. In February 2019, a 36-foot-long humpback whale was found just a few feet from the Amazon river's mouth on Maraj Island. According to wildlife experts, the whale was a young calf, likely no older than a year. It was already dead when it arrived and is believed to have washed ashore during high tide before getting stuck in the mangroves. Marine expert Renata Emmons said it was probably floating near the shore when the tide picked it up and pushed it inland. Even stranger is the timing. Whales aren't usually found near Brazil's north coast at that time of year. Some experts suspect the whale may have swallowed marine plastics, leading to its death. Others think it became tangled in the mangroves during high waves. Either way, a whale in the middle of the jungle is something no one expected. Number 5. booby traps in the wild decay. So technically, these booby traps weren't found deep in a jungle, but they were discovered in a natural setting, so they still count, right? A U.S. Forest Service officer was hiking the popular Big Springs Trail in Provo Canyon, south of Salt Lake City, when they noticed something unusual, a tripwire on the ground. That alone was enough to raise alarms, but what came next was even more disturbing. Upon further inspection, authorities found deadly booby traps, sharpened sticks, and rocks designed to cause serious injuries. Utah County Sheriff Sergeant Spencer Cannon said the traps were not thrown together as an afterthought. They were carefully planned and took significant effort to set up. One trap featured a 200-pound rock rig to swing toward a hiker if they tripped the wire. Another had 6 sharpened sticks buried in the ground, positioned to impale someone who fell. Thanks to Facebook, investigators tracked down the people responsible. 2 men, aged 19 and 21, were arrested. Initially charged with misdemeanor reckless endangerment, they were later hit with third-degree felony charges for aggravated assault. Number 6. A giant stone head in Guatemala in the late 1980s. A Guatemalan lawyer, notary, ufologist, conspiracy theorist, and doctor of philosophy received a mysterious photo. It showed a massive stone head hidden deep in a jungle, accompanied by a note claiming it had been discovered in the 1950s by a landowner in a Guatemalan rainforest. But this wasn't just any stone head, its features were shockingly Caucasian, with thin lips and a sharp nose, which was unlike any pre-Hispanic or native features known to the Americas. If it were ancient, it would mean it was created by a people with no contact with Europeans. Obsessed, the man tracked its location near a remote village in southern Guatemala. But by the time he got there, it was too late. The head, once towering up to 20 feet, had been vandalized and disfigured by anti-government rebels. The eyes, mouth, and nose were destroyed. Later, archaeologist Lee Parsons claimed it wasn't ancient at all, but rather a tribute built by a farmer in the 1930s for his wife. The material, soft volcanic pumice, made it appear older than it really was. Still, many doubted this explanation, suggesting the truth may have been covered up to hide evidence of a lost ancient civilization or even extraterrestrial contact. Number 7. A lost city in the Cambodian jungle. Think we've already discovered all the lost cities of the world. Think again. In 2015, using advanced airborne laser scanning technology LiDAR, archaeologists revealed something astonishing in Cambodia: multiple medieval cities hidden beneath dense jungle, just a short distance from the famous Angkor Wat. These cities, dating back 900 to 1,400 years, were buried under the forest floor and would have been larger than modern-day Phnom Penh, Cambodia's capital. The study, published in the Journal of Archaeological Science, covered over 730 square miles and unveiled a detailed street map of entire lost cities. Back in the 12th century, these urban centers were part of what would have been the largest empire on Earth. While they may appear today as simple mounds of earth covered in plants, excavations in the future could reveal vast ruins and change what we know about Southeast Asian history forever. Number 8. A carbon sink in the Congo Basin. Hidden in the heart of Central Africa lies something massive and vital to our planet's climate: a vast swamp forest in the Congo Basin, discovered in 2017 and known as the Congo Basin peatland. It spans over 56,000 square miles, bigger than the state of New York, and contains over 30 billion metric tons of carbon, equivalent to 20 years of U.S. fossil fuel emissions. Amazingly, this entire carbon sink went virtually unnoticed until just 5 years before its discovery. These peatlands, formed from partially decomposed plant material over thousands of years, store more carbon than all the world's trees and plants combined. But there's a dark side. If peatlands are drained or burned, the carbon trapped within is released into the atmosphere, worsening climate change. In 2015, a peatland fire in Indonesia temporarily made the country the 4th largest greenhouse gas emitter in the world. It's a stark reminder of the importance of preserving these hidden, natural carbon vaults. Number 9. Sigiriya in Sri Lanka. Would have thought a giant rock could be considered the 8th wonder of the world. But Sigiriya, also known as Lion Rock in Sri Lanka, is no ordinary stone. This monolithic formation is home to ancient fortress Ruins, palace remains, gardens, and reservoirs, all perched on and around the rock. Staircases emerge from a massive lion's mouth built from brick and plaster, and ancient poems engraved on the stone date back to the 6th century, believed to be some of the earliest examples of written Sinhalese. The Sri Lankan government initiated a major preservation project in 1982 to protect Sigiriya's heritage. Archaeologists discovered that the rock once had a giant sculpted lion's head, and its entire western face was once a massive painting gallery, though much of it was covered up when the palace became a monastery. Today, Sigiriya stands as one of the most preserved examples of ancient urban planning, a site that continues to awed both historians and tourists alike. Number 10. The largest flower in the world. If you think your garden flowers are impressive, meet Rafflesia arnoldi, also known as the corpse flower or giant padma. Found in the rainforests of Sumatra and Borneo, this plant produces the largest flower in the world, growing up to 3.3 feet wide and weighing as much as 24 pounds. But it's not just the size that's shocking. It smells like rotting flesh. This vile stench is how it attracts pollinators like flies. Despite the smell, it's the national flower of Indonesia and is incredibly rare. It was first documented by French explorer Louis Deschamps in 1797, but during a war with Britain, his ship was captured and his notes were confiscated. Those important botanical observations went missing for decades until they resurfaced in the 1950s. Rafflesia is an unusual parasitic plant with no visible stems, leaves, or roots. It doesn't even photosynthesize. Instead, it survives by latching onto host plants and absorbing their nutrients. Truly, it's one of the most bizarre and fascinating plants on Earth. So, that was all for today. I hope you have watched the video up to this timestamp. Make sure to press the like button if it amazed you. Press the subscribe button if you still haven't subscribed to the channel, as it's totally free. You can follow me on all social media platforms. All links are given in the description. You can also watch other cool stuff. The playlist link is also mentioned in the description. I will catch you up soon in the next video. Till then, peace out.